Can't see it anyway because it's gone.
Hi.
Right?
How are you today? Welcome to another live with Havenwood Tiny Homes. I'm Shani. I don't think we've ever actually introduced ourselves.
Oh.
I'm Shani. This is Rick.
How you going?
These are what we build. We live in Jamberoo, New South Wales. And we chat about all things tiny home living, and we love interaction. So if you'd like to leave us a comment while we're talking, or send us a message during the week, we answer lots of questions each Sunday. So thank you for joining us, and we look forward to bringing you all the news. It's been a big week. It's always a big week.
It's always a big week here, don't it?
Yeah. So this week, around the farm, what have we been up to? I've been pruning in the orchard. We've been picking lots of pears and apples for our own baking. And what else is going up there?
Well, we had one of the calves butchered this week.
We did.
Yes.
We did. We talked about that last Sunday.
That's right.
But
And,
we'd had our first meal.
Oh, yes, the first T-bone. Happy days.
Yeah.
The
Very nice.
Yeah, excellent cut, and compliments to the young guy, South Coast Butchers.
South Coast Mobile Butchers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic job.
Jump on there and get them to, if you're rural, get them to, he'll travel anywhere.
Yeah.
He's excellent.
Yeah.
So
Pigs, cattle, sheep, whatever you got, that's meat.
anything edible.
Oh,
He doesn't do horses.
He doesn't do snakes.
Snakes. No, I can't imagine a snake hanging up in the mobile butcher. Oh, well, he could, I suppose. I don't know. Big ones. We get some big snakes here.
Big snakes.
Yes, we do. Welcome. If you're just joining us, it's been a massive week here at Havenwood Tiny Homes Central. We have had our filming happen this week for one of the television shows that is coming up. There's another one to be filmed, but this was the first one, and it went really well. And did you want to share a little bit about that?
That was good, wasn't it?
It was good.
I think
It went well.
it was.
It's for a show called Dream Homes Revealed, which will be on Channel 9 with Jennifer Hawkins in about April, May sometime. We don't actually know the definite date, but we'll let you know when we know. So, yeah. But he went really well. Obviously, I was nowhere to be seen. I was off working in the office and made coffees. Rico did really well in front of the camera. Lots of times it was only maybe one take. They just ask a question, ad lib it, he'd answer it, and away they'd go. But I think they had a bit of a comment about your attire, what you were wearing.
Yes, yeah.
The hat, possibly.
The hat.
What did they say?
I said, what's with the hat, Rick? What's with the hat? I said, well, it's like this. I had a guy say to me once, because my normal attire is stubbies, blue singlet, and a cowboy hat. And anyway, I had this chap, quite an important client, when I was in construction, say to me, Rick, so what's with the look? And I said to Jim, it's like this. I said, if I look too flash, you'll think I'm important. And anyway, he ran with that. The next meeting we had, I'd won the contract. The next meeting we had, he had the casuals on. I said, Jim, what's with the look? He said, I took a leaf out of your book, Rick.
He had tracksuit pants on.
Yeah,
or something.
trackies.
Yes, big developer.
That's what I said, yeah, big developer. But I said, yeah, you don't have to dress up for me, mate. It's all, just go the casuals, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Good.
Yeah, but he wasn't wearing his blue singlet and shorts. He actually had a really nice Havenwood Tiny Homes shirt on and some, I don't know, long pants for the first time in years.
Yeah.
And it was great. So we'll let you know when the filming is going to air. But that's all very exciting. And we've had a really big week with clients. We've had 3 new clients this week signing up, getting in the queue, which means we're now out to what?
About May-ish.
Okay, May, June. So if you're thinking about jumping in that queue, what we do is to ensure that you stay in that next build spot, we have a deposit, a holding deposit. You put that down, that guarantees you in the system. So as we get to yours, we start to work with you closer.
Yeah, what it just means that you don't have to rush. It's just $1,000 holding deposit.
Yeah.
It locks you in the queue. Also locks in our
the
our
suppliers, everyone
supply
knows.
prices,
Yep.
there is been increases. I think we mentioned last week. There's a lot of increases coming through, and when the clients lock in, just with a simple little holding deposit, it just means that we'll lock in also those prices, because it means I can order my trailers, then my trailer manufacturer locks in that price. So it sort of goes down the chain. So it's a simple $1,000 deposit, hold your spot in the queue, and then that gives us time, no rush, no pressure, just to go through and fine tune all the detail with the design, the colours, and make your selection. Right now we've got 6 homes on display, 3 of those about to go to clients' final resting place. So,
That's not very.
I know that
Final
sounds
resting. I don't think that sounds. Oh, that doesn't sound very good. Final resting place.
Final resting place.
Final destination.
Final
or
destination.
The beginning of its
this
adventure.
journey,
I'm not sure, but anyway, it's leaving here and it's going there.
That's it.
So all of those. So this one in the background. Well, the ones you can see here. This one here is the little red. That's our smaller model. It's got the rusticated finish on the outside, which is a paint finish that we put. Sort of patented. In the process of being patented.
The process is patented.
So that's a 2.4 by. You give us the specs.
2.4 wide, 4.2 metres long. Yep. It's only 2.4 tonnes, so you can tow it. I think some of the sedans actually these days can actually tow 2.4 tonne. It's got the upstairs bedroom. In the loft, we've got a double bed upstairs.
Yep, standing up.
Standing up, 1.6 metre clear ceiling height upstairs on that one, because it comes under the normal classification of a caravan registration, and it's fixed onto the trailer. So we don't have that luxury of going the extra 300 mil. So even at that, we've got to stay under 4.3 metres high. And what that does, that gives us 1.6 metre clear ceiling height upstairs. So you still get around, and the bed, we've got it set up so you can still walk around the bed to actually make your bed. Yeah.
So behind me there in that checker plate thing there, that's where all the goodies are, right?
Yeah. That's where the gas bottle goes. It's where the inverter, if you want to put the solar system on. Also, it's got our water pump in there. So we've got, as you can see, we've got gutters around our tiny homes. So if you want to collect your own rainwater, we can actually pump. You just simply hook the hose from the pump into the rainwater tank and pump your own water. So
fantastic.
So it's actually, that one's set up semi off grid now.
Yes.
It's got the pump, the rainwater pump, and it's also got the compost toilet. And the only extra over you'd have to go do is put the solar package on it. But at this stage, it's semi off grid. So. But yes, it's good. Just hook it up to your car and travel around. Yeah, plenty of room.
This one is perfect for suburban backyards. Yeah. You've got you either want to maybe some teenagers that you need to house and the house isn't big enough for. Yeah. But people visiting, and then even if you're renting, you could stick that in your backyard, and then if you moved, you can take that one with you. So it really is a very good. I won't say budget model because it's got everything in it, but because it's smaller, it's obviously going to be...
easy to tow around. We've got a starting price point of those of $68,000, and from there there's a few optional extras you can add to it just to put all the bells and whistles on it. But it is... we're starting to get a lot of interest in our Little Red.
Yes, Little Red is our mini one.
It's a great one, especially in the Sydney suburban areas.
Yes.
Bung it in your backyard in Sydney. Great rental incomes up there. So
fantastic. Uni students, you name it, anyone. And the one behind us there is the Emerson, which is the new design. That's going to the Caravan and Camping Show in April.
That'll be released at the Caravan and Camping Show.
And you might have noticed there's something a little different here. Can anyone tell us what that is if you're watching? You might want to tell us what that is in a comment. See if you can guess what's going on back there, and we'll get back to that later on. So let's start with some questions.
Righto.
Had some questions this week. So the first question is, how many kilowatts is the solar package, Rick?
I'm just fine-tuning that now with our solar expert. And looks like we're going to be using a 1.5 kilowatt system. It's something, as I'm starting to get into solar, because I don't confess to be a solar expert, but as I'm going along, I'm starting to pick up a lot of, knowledge with the solar stuff. And one of the things that we'll actually be introducing, there's a new 450 watt solar panel that's come out, which is only the same size as the 370 watt solar panels. So, but what it means is that we can now get 450 watt solar panels on top of our roof, which means that obviously that'll power. And something I didn't know, confession here, is that if you don't have enough solar panels, your inverter is not going to kick into gear. So hence, I've learned a bit of stuff. So you've got to have enough solar panels. If you don't have enough solar panels, your inverter doesn't kick into gear and nothing works. So, so hence the with the 450 watt solar panels, because we're trying to contain it all within the tiny house. So rather than drag a trailer, of course we can do that.
With solar, we could do that.
Rather than have another trailer for your solar, we're trying to incorporate as much as we can on the actual tiny house, just for efficiency and, and looks. I think cosmetic value also looks good. If you just keep it all contained within the tiny house. Okay. So yeah, it's
well, that's very interesting. Yeah. Over my head, but if you're talking cushions and pretty things, then that's my side. Okay. If I put the solar panels on my roof and then I move my tiny home to a new location, the solar panels then are maybe on the wrong side, the aspect's wrong or something. What happens there?
Right. Okay. Well, a couple of things with that. We've actually on the top of our standard models, we've actually got a roof flat area, which is 7.2 metres long if it's the 7.2 model, 7.2 metres long, 1.2 metres wide. So what that means is we can actually fit 450 watt solar panels on the roof. Now, the new solar panels that we're incorporating, they don't need direct sunlight, okay? So they work off glow, off just the glare. So on a cloudy day, they're charging their batteries.
No way.
Unreal. So what it also means is by putting them on the flat part of our roof, it doesn't matter which way you orientate our tiny house, as long as you're not under a tree. Actually, in saying that, if it's working off glare, it's still going to work. You're still going to get an element of charge, even though you're under a tree.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, it is. So what it means, to answer your question,
yes,
it doesn't matter which way you face our tiny houses, because it's on the flat section of the roof.
Yep.
It's
picking up from the iron. Is that right?
That's
right. Okay.
Another thing too, by mounting
it's like getting sunburn in a pool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Reflection
cloudy day.
Or
you
beach.
Always seem to get sunburnt more on a cloudy day.
Yes.
That's because you think it's not sunny.
No. It's the reflection. It's coming off.
Actually, something else too, just working through things now with our solar experts. What we actually do when we mount our solar panels on top of the flat part of the roof, we'll actually be mounting at 50 millimetres above the roof itself. So what that means is now we've created a cavity, like an air cavity between the solar panel and your roof. So what that's doing is stopping the direct sunlight hitting the roof, okay, because it's getting shaded by the solar panel. So the solar panel's taking all the sunlight in and charging your batteries, but it's also creating that barrier between the roof and the sun. So that's what that means is, so your house is not heating up as much because it's protected by the solar panel.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
That's very deep. If you want to do a whole nother solar episode, we could do that. I'm just all the people who want to talk
I'm learning
solar.
all the stuff, man.
Yeah, very exciting.
Unreal.
Yeah.
But you're only going to tell me once, and then I'll learn it.
That's not true. I've been married to him for 30 years. I've told him I've been waiting a long time to have a lot of stuff done. I've told him lots of times, but it still hasn't happened. So I don't think that's actually accurate.
There's a big difference between washing up and building houses.
Putting my paintings on the wall, or, I'm not sure if it'll ever get done. Anyone know a good builder? Okay. I have my own truck to be able to relocate my tiny house. So at what speed do you recommend towing? What's with the drag and stuff?
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I probably don't recommend it driving at the speeds I drive at.
Well, when you tow a tiny, you are very responsible.
Yeah, I am. Actually, it was... I know last year when we went up to, before the COVID hit, we went up to the St Ives Tiny House Carnival and to the Sydney Home Show. And on the M7, that's the Canberra Road, the ring road around Sydney. In actual fact, I snuck up to about 105, 110k an hour.
Right. Okay.
On the freeway. Obviously, it's 110 limit, so I'm not breaking the speed limit.
No, good.
But it's probably a bit daunting for people to see the house ripping across the road at 110k an hour. But I was, It was travelling well. Travelled really well. There was no death wobbles. It's really well balanced. That's
the key, isn't it? The balance.
It's all about the balance, and working through things. And I guess a couple of things. Firstly, tri-axle. The more wheels you got, or more axles you got, that helps with the balance of the actual home itself, like the wobble. And also we offset our tiny homes approximately 300 millimetres further forward from the centre line. So what that means is and I'll be straight up with you, that was a guess, but it worked perfect. The ideal setup is to get 10% weight on the ball. Okay, so if you've got a 4.5 tonne tiny house, you need to hover around that 400 kilos on the toe ball. Okay. That is the optimum weight ratio. All right,
well, there you go.
Weight forward.
For the DIY tiny house builders, there's a tip for you.
Make sure you get enough weight on the toe ball, because if you offset your tiny home too far back, you're going to get the death wobbles, and then crash and burn.
Well, we've seen that happen recently.
Okay. Really comfortable with our tiny home. So the normal roads, 90, 100k an hour, no problem. So if you're going, interstate with our tiny homes, you're not going to be poking along at a slow speed. You can sort of cruise along quite nicely. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Next question. We have 3 children. What one of your models would best suit our size family?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd be probably running with the Jolie. With the Jolie, we've got the upstairs in one loft. We've got a queen size bed upstairs with the walking space around the bed, and also the ability to have we've got shelving down low, which acts as a handrail. And some of our clients are opting to go for the extra height cupboards, which gives you the half hanging. For all your suits and slacks and pants and stuff.
Suits?
Yeah, well, I don't hang me singlets up up. I just need drawers. Just bung them in the drawer.
Max said that he'd trust you towing.
He trusts me? Yeah. Thanks, Max.
Thank you. He's been on a few Man vs Wild trips with you, so I think he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
All right, well, so the Jolie is our good size model.
So with the Jolie, queen size bed up in one loft. In the other loft, we can have up to a double bed in the other loft.
Okay.
And then, of course, underneath on the ground floor, we have another bed.
Bunks.
We have double bunks. So
beds,
sleep 5, 6.
Sleep 5.
Comfortably. No problem at all.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, as long as your family gets along, you might be... if you're blowing with your kids or something, it might be a bit tough, but,
That's what the outdoors is for.
That's
you
right.
Go on a hike
That's right,
and stuff.
Yeah, out in the bush, out in the farm, kick the kids outside.
Yes.
Get them off the Google. Get outside in the bloody... Get out in the grass.
That's right. Okay. Next question. I'm not making these up. These are written down. Right. We have 2 teenagers living with us at the moment, but they'll be moving out in the next few years. So what are your thoughts on design? Is it adaptable? What do you think?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, we're just in the process of designing one for an elderly couple out Mudgee direction. Okay, we're looking at putting 2 tiny houses together. So what we could do, in an L shape, create like an L shape with our awning and decks on the side. So you can either have the central walkway within the 2 tiny homes, so you can actually join them together and put a flashing over the top.
Yep.
Or you can walk out on the deck and go in the next door into the second tiny house. And that way, once your kids have shot through, sell that tiny house. So you got kick off with the 2 tiny houses. Once the kids move on, sell that tiny house, or put it down the back as a rental.
Yes.
Get the Airbnbs going right now. It's huge at the moment.
So I guess the answer to that is that it's adaptable. The design is adaptable, that you could do L shapes. You could almost even do a U, a U shape with different zones within those homes, because the shell could be made just as a shell with nothing inside, no kitchen, nothing, and then or a bathroom, whatever.
That's just a box. What are you going to do with a box, though?
Put children in it.
What the? You're the designer now. You're killing me. Oh my gosh.
This is live, people. This is live.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go back to the question about the list. Anyway,
Right.
no. The next question is, this is a good one. I didn't write this, I promise. I love the boldness in the colour schemes that you have available. Do you use a designer? So do we bring in our own, a designer, or do we have our own in-house?
Oh, no, I'll pay the big money for the designer. Big money. Big money. Here she is, eh? I just build the boxes. She puts all the frilly bits in the colour and make them look good. So, yeah, we're a bit of a team. It's a team effort.
Yeah.
Shani has had a lot of years when we're developing.
My background is interior design, so that's what I did before when dinosaurs roamed the earth. That's what I was doing. So, making beautiful homes for dinosaurs. And now I am a dinosaur, and so we work well together. So if you haven't met us before, we are married. We've been married for over 30 years. We have a lot of children.
Over 30?
Yes, I know. It feels like
31
or something. And I do this side of it, and I absolutely love it. I love working with our clients to customise their homes, and I love doing the colour schemes and all the. We're just working through some inbuilt, lounges with cushions and inbuilt detail, so that's another option for you. So you can have that as well. So we have lots of swatches in our showroom now, so you can come and choose what fabrics you'd like, and I love it all. It's so good.
A lot of people will, like colour scheme wise, it's pretty conservative, and a lot of people just go with the whites and there's nothing wrong. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I've got to say, when people have walked from our white Christmas model, I want to take them into the white Christmas model first.
So that's a colour scheme.
That's
so we
one
have
of our colour schemes.
White Christmas, Pecan Hill, and Murray Grey. And the reason that they're called that is because everything's got something to do with our farm here. So pecans, because we grow pecan, we have pecan trees that we harvest the pecans every year. The Murray Greys, they're the cattle that we raise.
Breed.
A Murray Grey, that's the breed. And White Christmas, because I'm an absolute Christmas nut. Yeah. So there's something Christmassy in my house all year. One of my daughters has a Christmas shop. Shout out to the Christmas Market if you know her. She's on Instagram and Facebook. So we love Christmas in this family. We're Christmas tragics. So, yeah.
So, going from our white Christmas model, which once again is basically, like the word says, white. It's all white.
It's white.
And we'll put the solid timber bench tops in. And then when they come from there and go into, say, one of our, into our Murray Grey colour scheme, and it's just like, you just see their face light up, and it's just the colour, the life, and I'm into colour. I like colour. I like brightness. I like boldness. Yeah, it's gold.
Oh, thanks, Max.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lois. Thank you. The key with colour is that in a small home, like a tiny home, it goes against all the rules of, bold colours can make your room look small. It actually brings drama to the room and really intensifies the experience to going in. So I think that's why people do react so well to the colours, the deeper colours inside, because it creates an atmosphere that you can't get with white. So it's different tastes, but
a lot of people with the white, they like to dress it up with their decor, like
your colourful cushions and those sorts of things. Absolutely, yeah.
So they still have colour, but they just want to start with the basic.
And all of the colour schemes are basic in that they don't have, there's not, bright colours. They're not primary colours. They still are the neutrals, but the way they've been used is very different to what we've seen in tiny homes.
And it's very adaptable to all your furniture.
Yeah, you can still do bright colours and everything with that. Anyway, moving on. Moving on to the next question. Do you do solid timber bench tops as standard, or is that extra?
With our solid timber bench tops, they are an optional extra for our clients, because I guess at the end of the day there's a lot of work going into timber bench tops, the sanding, the polishing, and to get them just right. It comes into play with the weight, 32mm solid timber does add a lot of weight, and because our kitchens are very large, so it does actually add a lot of weight to our tiny home. So we've got to be very mindful of everything, including, because it's not just the solid bench stops, it's our stair treads as well. That'll be solid timber. And then if you go for the optional extra of our pull-out table, that's solid timber.
So that's all adding weight.
It all adds weight. Every piece of timber.
Yes.
And these slabs of timber are very heavy. So yeah, they add a lot of weight to the tiny home. So to answer the question, it's an optional extra, but you know, it's one of those things. I think if you like timber and you like what it portrays, I think it's probably one of those boxes I think you definitely need to tick. Yeah. It looks great.
It does look great. It really does look great.
Hey, Laminex, I love my Laminex.
I do too.
I love Laminex.
I do. I think it's vastly underrated. We love Formica Laminex, but we use Laminex.
And the only reason it's an extra is because it costs more. It's not because it looks flash.
Yes.
The long story short, it's laminate, it's real timber, and it costs more. With Laminex, with the roll form tops, the colour selection's endless. Yeah. But
the laminate veneer is I mean, we could put anything in your home that you want. Yeah. You can do a checker plate laminate. You could do. There's so many options for that. What we do find is that if we give you too many options, you'll never choose anything. Yeah. So we'll just give you a few, and then we go from there. Yeah. So our beams inside, if you have a look on our website at some of our interior shots, the beams that we put inside are actually a laminate veneer. So they're light, but they look like solid timber beams because no one's going to go up there and touch them. But they're going to look at them and say, wow, isn't that beautiful? So it's another great way to bring in a feature that is lightweight, it still looks great, and no one will know because they're not up there touching it to see that it's not real timber.
The technology these days, it's like with floorboards. You can go for the 18mm solid timber floorboards, polish it, and sand it, polish it. But at the end of the day, like you can't go past the tongue. What is it? The
clip lock stuff.
Slip your mind. Laminate planks. Laminate planks. The colours they do.
Like, and we use a waterproof one.
The waterproof.
So because the whole home really needs to be waterproof in case you have. You're going somewhere and there's a water springs from somewhere, as does happen in a house. So we up it. Our standard models, all our models have waterproof flooring. We just won't do any other way. Yeah. So next question. Do you have? I'll go to the next question. I'll come back to that one. So,
is that right?
It's a personal question. Oh. Okay, so I'll go to the next one. Right. I see on your webpage that your decks are 4.8 by 1.8 metres. Can you make them any bigger? I haven't got a deck there to show you.
Yeah.
Hi, Mark.
Well, our at the moment we do a 4.8 by 1.8 metre deck, just because proportionally it looks great with the size of the tiny home. Because I'm definitely I like the proportion size windows. The proportionate size deck, but yes, to answer that question, we can do bigger decks. So we can actually.
We've had a question from Alison, and we actually had this question privately this morning as well. Do you use any recyclable or eco-friendly products in your homes? Well, I know for a fact that this decking stuff that we use.
All the decking is modwood. So I guess you don't have to stain it and paint it and.
Modwood is a composite material that is made from recycled plastic
truck
and
tires.
Is that?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, but it
Sounds
is.
Good.
Yeah, we can put that on the website. But I do know that
aluminium,
colour bond.
Yeah. And with our sizes too, with our tiny homes, when we a lot of the sizes we're running with the size of the deck, and that actually works with stock standard sizes that you buy the materials off the shelf. So what that means is there's not as many offcuts. With our paneling, with our refrigeration panel, we actually order those to size. So they make them to size.
Yes.
So there's no...
we're not wasting materials.
Very little wastage on each of our tiny homes.
Yes.
Very little cuts.
Yeah.
Which means it's quicker and more efficient to actually build.
Yeah.
And there's less waste.
Yes. Our windows are rated.
Yeah, N3 rated wind rated windows.
So that's eco-friendly.
Yeah.
We've had a No, it's not the Bell rating. What's the rating that's for
the Basics
rating? Was high.
Yeah.
What was the
we
score?
come up with about
So,
an R4
okay.
rating on our homes.
Yeah.
And that's a combination of the way they're actually constructed, what we build them out of.
Yeah.
So really efficient. What that means is you're going to, even if you put the air conditioner in,
yes.
You're just going to use less energy.
So eco-friendly, yes, because the rating was really high on these tiny homes, which means that we're not, and then you put solar on, so you're actually a producer, not a consumer of products in the environment.
Right,
So
and we don't build them out of trees.
Oh.
So
yeah,
hey, there's a lot of tree huggers out there.
We do have some timber, but a lot of our products are composite products.
Yeah, they're made out of recycled stuff. All of our stuff is all recycled materials, really. Like it's man-made, so you're not, diluting rainforests and whatever to build our homes. So it's all, that's not much waste. It's very economical.
Yeah. The point is for us is that yes, we want to be eco-friendly. We also have to look at weight. This is different to a standard home. We've got to have the weights have to be right. The trailers, we're refining products all the time. So as new sustainable products come on the market, we will incorporate them into our homes. We use stainless steel sinks. Things last forever. They last. That's a big part of eco-friendliness too. Exactly. Is that
I learned something the other day about solar panels. Right. So this is another beauty. So rather than building a solar panel that's 370 watt, now going to the 450 watt means we can use less solar panels. And did you know that the solar panel obviously has only got a certain life expectancy? Now, when you get rid of a solar panel, it's not real good for the environment. So
okay. There's another thing.
That's right. Yeah. So the less solar panels we use.
Yes.
So by going for the 450 watt solar panels, we're using less solar panels, which means in the long run less waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as we're all journeying on the eco-sustainable path, the more products that come out that we can find that we can incorporate into our homes is exactly what we'll do. But most of our products are long life expectancy. So that is sustainable in the product itself.
Yeah, well,
we don't have to redo it.
All of the products we actually use in our homes all have a 20-year manufacturer's warranty. So the colour bond, the cladding, 20-year warranty on all the materials. So that's a good.
As a personal question.
How personal?
They asked, do you have hair under your cowboy hat?
What the?
Or is it just for show? What's under there? Are you bald? Is it just does that all come off? Is it all one thing?
Is it what do they call those hats with the hair stuck to the outside? What do they call those hats?
It's a paddy hat.
Paddy hat. Oh yeah, the paddy hat. Okay, well it does come off. Like when I have a shower, I take it off. When I go to bed, I take it off.
Sometimes.
When I'm in public, if I don't want to be recognised, I take it off. But everyone knows me at the moment as the shorty shorts and the cowboy hat. So that'll be me. So
there it
you ready?
is.
You ready?
Okay. What does it look like under there?
Hey, check it.
Oh,
check it. Hey, see this? That's real hair. It's ready for the comb over. But yes,
put the hat back on.
Yes, there is hair underneath the cowboy hat. Actually imported from America. 20 years.
What, the hair?
No. What the? No, you're killing me, man. No, the hair's real.
You can count everyone. Okay. I think we've only got one more question. Unless someone asks a question on there.
Right, okay.
Initially, when we buy your tiny home...
Don't take it off. Who said that? Leave it on.
That's right. Okay.
I had someone the other day. It was a funny story. I went into the hardware shop, and of course, in the hardware shop, there's all girls working behind the counter. And this day, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I was wearing long pants. I think I was going to must have been a meeting or something. So I put long pants on, and when I've walked into the shop, I've gone to buy me stuff at the hardware shop. The young girl looked me up and down. She said, "Oh, Rick, I didn't recognise you with your pants on." And I said, "Oh, that's all right, love. I didn't recognise you with your top on." She was so embarrassed. She went red as. I thought, man, that's insane.
Well, you don't ever wear long pants.
No, that's right.
Yeah. Last question.
Right, here we go.
When we buy your tiny house, we need to use the compost toilet because they're off-grid.
Okay.
But in a couple of years, they're going to be installing a septic tank, and then, what do we want to do when we change to a flushing toilet? How does that all work?
Yes.
Is that going to be in the thing in the beginning?
In actual fact, we're doing one of those for a client right now. What we do, we rig up all the plumbing in underneath it, so all the drainage is set up as if it was going to be a flushing toilet. So all the drainage from your shower, from your sink, from your vanity, and then from your toilet, we actually put the PVC plumbing right up to the, as if and it's actually cut through the floor, and we put a cap on it. On top of that, we're going to be sitting the compost toilet. So compost toilet, we're going on top of the plumbing. So in due course, when they go to actually hook their sewer septic tank up and they want to put a flushing toilet in, it's just a matter of taking the compost toilet up and putting a flushing toilet straight on top of the plumbing, or take the cap off first. But yeah, so putting it straight on top of the plumbing that's already provided.
That gets put in. So if they would need to ask that if they were building. So initially.
Yeah. We don't do that as standard. Obviously, it's just something that we'll do if we know that in due course they're going to hook it up a water flushing toilet.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll because there's quite a fair bit of plumbing involved to do it. So you can't just with most houses, it's the toilet is the last egress out of the house. Everything comes past and via the toilet, and then it goes outside the house. So like with a tiny house, no different. The plumbing needs to be set up from the get-go. If we know that down the track you're going to put a flushing toilet on it, we'll set it up like this so it's good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we said earlier, what do you think this is? So this is the Emerson model, and that is our new design. Do you want to share about what you've done there?
Yeah. Okay. Well, what we've done with the Emerson, I guess at the end of the day, that's just to go head-to-head with every other tiny house builder in Australia.
Meaning?
Size.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got boundaries. We've got a 2.5 maximum width. We've got a length, we can probably go up to 8-9 metres, but in height, above natural ground level, we've got to be 4.3 metres. So there are our restrictions that we've got to stick within to become just a registered trailer caravan.
All right, well, do you want to go and have a look at it?
Yeah, we'll go and check it out.
Let's do it.
So what we've done, to dress up the box a bit, we've thought, okay, on the front there, we've actually created like a replica chimney.
You talk while I move.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's turn around.
Go down.
And go over there. You want to hold it as you walk? Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look great? So is that real? How do you get bricks on a tiny house?
And how do you get bricks on a tiny house and stay underweight? Well, we've actually constructed a 50mm Bondor panelling shape. Make it look like a chimney. Just want to dress up there because remember this is just going to look like a box otherwise.
Wow.
So let's dress this up a bit. So the actual flue itself, that becomes inside that is our downpipe.
So they can hear you.
From the gutters up above. Okay, so our downpipe runs down the centre of that, which will go into the rainwater tank. And inside the actual compartment here, it's not finished yet, but we've got provision in there for 2 9 kilo gas bottles. The inverter, if you choose to go for a solar, goes in there as well, and also our pump, 1.5 horsepower pump, to pump your rainwater in there as well. So just to dress it up a bit, gives a bit of character. Jono Signs, great job, love your work, Jono.
Love you, Jono.
So we'll take you for a quick sneak preview. We'll actually be launching this at the Carrying Camping Show at Rose Hill in April.
Yes.
April, yeah.
So it's not finished, obviously.
Not finished, but we'll get
I
there.
think we actually did go in here a few weeks ago, but I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay. Well, check this out. You can see it's a long galley-style kitchen, but as you can see, there's heaps of room. Plenty of room in here. You've got a little bit of an overhang here, so you can use this as a breakfast bar. Timber bench tops from this huge sink, massive sink here for washing up and stuff. We put in most of our homes now, we're actually putting in 2 burner hot plates, because most people only use 2 burners at a time.
Yeah.
What that does is allow you a lot more room around the actual burners itself, and more storage space and whatnot. Range hoods above here. Full-size oven, 600mm oven underneath here. On this side, we've got provision here for this is where your microwave goes in there. Underneath here is the front load washing machine, will go into there. Full height fridge into here. And then as we come through the home, I've got a storage with a pantry on this side. And but heaps of cupboards, so there's just cupboards all the way along here.
And then your bathrooms at the end, obviously.
Here, vanity, 900 by 900 shower.
Yep.
Compost toilet will go over here.
Yep.
And as you work out home, but plenty of cupboards underneath here. We've got drawers in all of our steps there. So plenty of storage in the steps themselves, and wherever it's sort of worked to actually put a cupboard, like there's a massive drawer here as well. More cupboards, just plenty of room. Everything's used. There's no void area here that's not been capitalised on. Then upstairs, I'll take you for a lap upstairs. Now remember, we've had to stay within the 4.3 overall height. So what we've done, we've recessed the wheels up into the tiny home, so we've actually dropped the floor down lower. We've got a ceiling height on the ground floor there of 1.97 ceiling height downstairs, which means upstairs we've got 1.6 metres upstairs. So as you can see, I mean I'm not a little tall, but we've actually had some ladies that can walk around here no problem. But we've got an end here, we've got the air conditioner, we've got a queen size bed, we've got the end here. But as you can see, you can still sort of get around. You're not crawling into bed. You sort of still walk around. Plenty of storage space here. This is 3.6 metres long, so that's like we've really maxed out the length here.
Yeah.
And then the ceiling fan up there, and come up over this side. We've got a custom-made aluminium ladder that'll sit here. So you'll stand up, walk up there. That's 1.2 metres by 2.4. So whether it's a home office or another bedroom or whatever, but ultimately you can sleep free in this tiny home. And this is really to compete with your Winnebagos and whatnot. So we thought going to the Carrying Camping Show.
I'm in the bathroom. So I'm pretty much at the end here.
So there's an opportunity to do a built-in lounge, or you may have your own lounge. And as you saw on the outside, we had the fireplace. So we actually put a potbelly stove, potbelly fireplace here if you wanted to. Yeah. But we need to know that in advance, so we can fire rate everything.
Yes.
And then say you actually flue, becomes a real flue.
Yes.
On the outside.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And we're probably nearing our end of our talk because it's been a while, and we haven't even talked about the new client that we've just secured this week that was going to be putting in some beautiful eco-tourism style tinies. Yeah. So we won't talk about that. We'll talk about that next week. Yeah. Because that's very exciting.
Yes, very exciting.
So lots to do, lots of exciting things coming up.
Have another look at this splashback.
Right, okay.
Check this. The dudes, I love this stuff. Like pressed tin, powder coated pressed tin. Like it just, that's right up there. Like you put that in your flash house in Wallara, you know. Yes. And this is just a tiny house. But have a look at the detail. I mean, I love this stuff.
And lightweight.
It's lightweight. There's no grout joints.
So we use these products in our own home. This is what we built. We built our own home out of Bonder. Can you see our home? Oh, we can do that another day.
And here's all of our smart wiring
system.
So there's no wiring. This is all what do you call it? YouTube now? What do you call it? Bluetooth.
Wireless.
Wireless. So you put this anywhere and operating all your lights, your LED lighting that you use.
Yeah. So this is the white Christmas colour scheme that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
And it's got the solid timber bench tops.
Yeah. But with this home, you dress it up with all your coloured, I don't know, pictures and all that sort of stuff.
You know what you're talking about. Your pink shirt looks nice in here.
Hey, this is man pink.
All right. Well, we'll see you all next Sunday at 4:30. If you have any questions in the meantime, just leave them on our channel, on our Facebook page, and we will answer them next week. We'll see you then. Bye.
All right.